Okay, this is how to dork for SQL injection. First of all, you go to Google, like in URL, right there, like that, quotations, .php, question mark ID equals. Now you could put 1. You could just leave it like that, but you get a lot of ones that don't have an ID number that you can inject into. Or you can actually put like a random number, 356, something random. Because if you put 1, you get a certain amount, but if you put a specific number, you get different results. You can also put like restaurant or boutique or whatever you want, and then hit enter. Now, let me see. You want to inject into the ID parameter. Let me pick this one. Okay, look at that. So what you do is you put a single quote, or you can put a double quote, and you enter, and you see if the page changes in any way. And it didn't. No, it didn't. I just blinked, but it didn't change. Let me try another one. Let me try this. Okay, let me try this one. Look at. Okay, now it's an error page, but notice it's not 400. It's 500. Because it's a 500, that means you are communicating with the backend server. So you might want to try that one. If it's at a 400 error, there's no luck. So let me see. Because it was a 500 error, that means we're communicating with the backend server. You either want to have a 500 internal server error, or you want something strange to look on the page, something changes, which shouldn't happen. So I'm putting SQL map -u. That is so long. I gotta put the quotations. So because it should be being like that. So just gotta put quotations around. If it's such a long URL, you have to put quotations around so it'll work. When you run it, and it might work, it might not. You might get into the database, you might not. It depends. Sometimes they have web application firewall, false, WAF. But this is how you do it, SQL injection, which is really a dying vulnerability, but it's still out there. There are a lot of sites that are very current that still have this vulnerability. I'll just wait. Let me see. I did something wrong. Because the batch means do everything auto, don't ask me no questions. DBS means give me the database if you get into it. So batch just auto, it doesn't, you don't have to answer yes or no if you put batch. It just does it for you. And it just tests. If it sees there's injection, okay, then it starts testing for what database is this. It does it all automatically. So let's see. It might work, might not. And just wait. Microsoft SQL Server. It's testing what database is this, because it sees clearly, like when it's a 500 internal server error, so you connect with the database, the backend. So now it's testing. Can I figure out what database this is? PostgreSQL, Microsoft, Oracle. It helps to know how to do this manually first before you do it automated with SQL map. But yeah. So it's looking. It's testing. It's injecting different things. Where you put the single quote at, it's injecting different terms to see how the system responds. It's doing it all automatically. Because if you did it all by hand typing stuff, it'll take a long time. So anyway, let's see. It's taking a minute. But yeah, let's go back. I'm not gonna do anything to the site. This is just for learning purposes. Let's check another one. What about this? This might work, but I'm just checking another one while this is testing. Here's another one. ID equals. Let's see. Nothing happened, nothing changed, so that means you're not connecting with it tells me that you're not interacting with the backend database, the backend server. So there's no point in messing with this one anymore. And that one didn't work. Okay. And you just keep going. You just keep going. Keep testing. So you can decide that, okay, this guy, look at this one. PHP ID equals 356. You know, let me see. Oh, what the hell is that? PHP ID 356. Okay. Let's see what happens. Look at that. No records match. I feel like that's probably a 400 error. Just gonna skip that one. Let me change this to 35 or 2 or something like that. So let's try this one. Okay. Look at that. Now that's a blank page. But first of all, there should be no change. It shouldn't be a blank. It should just be the same site. So that tells me you might be connected with the backend server. So I'll put that, what I did before, and see what happens. 403, once you see that right here, 403, that means it's probably not gonna work. You might as well give up on that one. They have a web application firewall is blocking everything. Let's try this one. Look at, you notice that? No, nothing happened. It's the same map. Anyway. Nothing happened. This one too. Let's try this. I want to find one that works for this video. Just to show that it does what my method does work. Let me see. Click that one, whatever. Where does music do everything? GB Labs, what was that? Let's see what happens when I do that. Look at 500 internal server error, so possibly it still might work. Usually when I look if the page changes, it looks weird. It's different. Why would the page change? That shouldn't happen. But this, even though the page didn't change, you can see that it clearly says 500 internal server error. So that means, yeah, possible SQL injection with that. I spelled batch wrong. Let's see. What the hell? Should try another one. Let's try 3. Let's try to find one that works. Oh crap. So let me see. No, it's probably not gonna work because nothing's changing. And it's, nothing on the page changed or weird or funny. Let's try this one. And this is what you do. You just do this until you find a site that is giving signs of SQL injection. Look at, see right here? When I put the single quote, first it shows this, and then when I put the single quote, right, it disappears. What was that about? Because it's almost as if you're talking to the backend and telling me to do that. So that's a sign. Oh fuck! What the heck? Excuse my language. Let me see. Let's see. This might work. It seems like. And just wait and see what happens. I'm not gonna do anything, just educational, like I said. Let's see. Just testing. different sequence, different like things. It's typing in different things. It's deleting the 3 and it's typing in stuff, whatever, and seeing how it responds to find something. I'm like, oh, that worked. Okay, it's responding to this. Okay, let me see if I can figure out what database it is, so I know exactly what I should type. If that makes sense. But yeah. Let's see. It's testing. Is it Microsoft SQL? Nope. Is it Oracle? Nope. Is it MySQL? Nope. Is it PostgreSQL database? Nope. It's trying to find a database right now. It's testing all different databases to figure out which one it is. Once it does that, now it can eliminate all the other database queries and just put queries for that database. Nothing. But this is basically what you have to do though. You know, try to fit 50 out of 100, 30 out of 100. One of them are gonna crack. They're gonna crack. Look at that. You see? Look, this page. Now with the secret quotation. Whoa, whole another page. It's almost so that gives you a sign you're communicating with the back end. Let's see. It's gonna get SQL injection on 403. As soon as I see the 403 right here, right? You might as well stop because you could keep going, but it's very likely that it's not gonna work. That one has no equal parameter. That is not the right parameter. This right here, let's try this. And a 500 internal server error, which means maybe you should test that one, because that 500 means that's the server you're talking to that. Now if it's at 400 on the screen, you might as well give that up because you're not even talking to the back end. That's the point. That you have to, once you realize you're talking to the back end, oh, let's test some more. But notice, these are newer sites, 2021. A lot of people still use SQL map. Let me see. I mean, it's not SQL map. They still use they're still vulnerable to PHP SQL injection. And it says 2025 right here. Don't be fooled by that because some sites automatically update, even if they're old. Since 2013, they've been used. Sometimes it's automatically updates, so you can't trust that. But it seems new because right here it says 2021, so it's still a vulnerable. It's still a thing. It's still an active vulnerability and stuff. Let's see this. This is kind of old. Look at that. Clearly, when you see an error like that, clearly, this is SQL injection. This should not happen. And it literally says MySQL. It's telling you the database. So let's see. Can't even spell. What the hell? I put bath. I meant to put batch. So let's see. This is basic though. This is nothing, but it's for education anyway. So it doesn't matter if there's nothing important anyway. This is for education anyway. Oh, this is a real site. I don't know what the heck that was about on the site. I don't know why that needs to be there, but anyway. Let's see. I feel like this is gonna work because it's kind of basic. What year is this? A new site? Let me see. I'm just curious. It's a newer site. Looks a little tacky. Okay. Yeah, this is active. This is a very active site. It seems like. And people still use. They still use. Oh, this one looks like it's gonna work. Cause look it. They figured out. It appears to be MySQL, which means it found a database. It's MySQL version 5.02. See? That is good. When you see that, then it's probably going to work. It's going to find a database. Now it's good. It's going to cut all the other databases and just use MySQL databases to try to find it. 1 in 20 columns. It's testing. What does that mean? That's why you should learn how to do this manually first before you do it automated, because then you know what that means. It's testing how many columns are in the database. There's columns and rows. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. It's good to know. When you first start, just learn to do it. And then after you learn to do it, then you will know how to do it manually, I would say. You just want to learn it. I would say learn to do the SQL thing. It's retrieving the database and found it. Doing time-based. So let's see. I have no idea what this is for. Why am I allowed to delete stuff? That is not good. Anyway. Poorly made website. Let's see. It's pulling the database out. Apache PHP 8.30. That's not good if a site is vulnerable to this, because you get all the database for their site. You get a lot of user info and stuff like that. That's not good. I'm just showing. This is just one way to do it. I'll make a video about the second way to get SQL injection with SQLmap. You can do it like this with the URL. When you see a vulnerable URL, and it says php.equals, or you can inject something right here where the equal says. You know? But then there's another one where I'll explain it. I'll make another video, because there's another way for SQLmap. It has nothing to do with the URL. It has to do with, yeah. Let's see. It's taking a minute, but it's pulling. It's pulling. Information schema. It's probably gonna say information schema. That is nothing. That is basic. So information schema is basic, generic. You ignore that. All websites have information schema and the other one, which will pop up. It's taking a minute though. This is the generic database that has no info, just generic data. So that's nothing. So let's see. And I should edit this video because it's taking a long time. But yeah, you can do some stuff. You can add 3, 4, 5, 8, 388, 398, whatever. You can put like boutique, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So you can get different types of businesses or different types of places. Look at some boutique, you see, and you'll get different types of results. You see, you put one, and then it'll be like, oh, you can get a bunch of ones that end with one. But there's only so much with Google. There's so many freaking sites. You have to do that and stuff. Like a boutique. A lot of them can be foreign, probably. Alright, look at this. Ooh, that's another one I could test. You saw that? You saw how I switched up? What the hell is this, man? Who the hell is this? Okay. Anyway. You saw how the page changed. So let's see. Let me open another one. Because this was going slow. Maybe this might go faster. So let's see. Let's see. What the hell is that, AT&T? Oh, that's some other stuff. So this is the real database. This is not information schema is default. Ignore that. They all have that. But this is something new. This is the real database. So once I get that, then I'll show you how to dump that. Oh, 403. I didn't see that. That means you probably should quit. You're wasting your time. And look at right here. Error code detected. That means, yeah, it's not going to work. But anyway, this one's working. What? I thought I was going to say pharmacy. Anyway. I probably should edit this, but I might not. Look at that. You see, when I put the middle single quote, SQL intact, clearly tell you you're talking to a SQL database. So let's see. Let's see this one. Oh, found a database for this one. Forget this one, because I don't care. This is for practice anyway, but I already got one. So, once that happens, okay, you press up an arrow key. DBS, dash DBS, database, put capital D. Copy that. Push that. And you put dash tables. So it says grab this database I found. Like, look at this, right? Grab this database I found and put all the tables from that database. Just to learn. Don't do anything stupid with this information. Breaking warranty, what do that mean? Okay, I don't know what that means. And it's gonna, it's pulling it, right? It's pulling the database. So let's see. Why did I close that? I should have just did that anyway. What is this one? It's just funny. Okay. Another one. Find a turn. You see what I'm saying? You see? So you just test, because it might work. It might. You have to have an indicator. Like, oh, this might work. This one is working. It's taking a minute. Let me try this one, because this one might go quicker than the other one. It's taking some time. So if the other one speeds do it right, super fast speed, I'm not gonna hurry up and end this video. The other one is working, but it's going slow. It's going very slow. So let's see. This one's going way quicker. So let me just work with this one. This one too, but let's work with this one. And this is like this is an active website. A lot of people still use these basic PHP SQL, one SQL. This is an active, like, it's active. Look, it's going, look at it. It's going through all the data. Oh, I found out it's MySQL. It looks like the backend database is MySQL. So it's just like, let me just test everything for MySQL. MySQL. Because it found out. This one's going way quicker. I can end this video quick. Other one's taking so long. Here we go. Like I said, information schemas for every website. That's basic, generic, so ignore that. You want, ignore information schema. They all have that. That's basic. So you might change the DBS to D, paste that, put dash tables. It should pull all the tables for that database specifically. Here we go. Got the database. Now sometimes you might have admin. It might say admin. It might say users. It might say emails. Right now, I don't know what this is. This is something else. Config looks like something interesting. So, if you see something that says admin, pull that, you get the admin passwords. Then you gotta find where they log in at. You got the passwords on the site. It's like that. So, once you got that, change tables to T, and you just put that. I want to pull this table from the database I just pulled, and then you put dump. It will dump that whole database, and you'll see what's in it. Hopefully you can pull like some usernames, passwords. You can find a login page and log in. This is nothing, but usually if you this is the example. Now when you're doing it, hopefully you'll find something that says admin. Instead of this, it'll say admin, usernames, email, and you'll find that. You can see, and then you can use those. You can dump that base and then get the user login, trying to find a login on the page where the people log in. That's what it is. That's how you do it. And then if you want to, you can actually dump the whole everything. Once you find out, oh, it's vulnerable, you can dump everything. If you have a lot of space in your laptop, you can put dash dash. You can do this. You see the database worked? Okay. Dash dash DBS, and you type dash dash exclude sys DBS. That means ignore all the information schema, all that bullcrap, because that's basic. Alright? That's what you do. And then you'll do that, and they'll dump the whole database. Every single thing. Wait, did I do it right? No, dash dash dump all. After you do that, dash dash dump all. Dash you do threads, dash dash dump all. It is dumping everything. You see, I'm not gonna dump everything though. I'm not. I don't need that. And as you do, and then if you want to see what you dumped, you go to root. Let me see, cd. God damn it. You go to, oh, there you go. Go to root / local .local share SQL map, right? And then you do ls, and you go to what you just dumped, the site you dumped. You find that site name, and that's where all the data will be. Root.local share SQL map. So that's it. Y'all, you can figure it out. So that's how you do it.